GM is shooting themselves in the foot again. This time it is all because of Elon Musk. In contrast with Tesla, General Motors heavily depends on public advertising companies. Intending to improve the company's market base, General Motors spent over $100 million on digital, print, and national TV advertising in the past years. They spend money on premium ad units and have advertised on more than 250 different media properties and various media formats, including the social media platform Twitter. But now, Elon Musk owns Twitter, and honestly, he is being attacked from all sides. He's added to the controversy by doing things like restoring the accounts of users who had been banned and charging for a blue checkmark. When Elon Musk finally bought Twitter for $44 billion, it was noticed that GM hadn't said much on Twitter. Last month, General Motors said it would stop paying to advertise on Twitter and talk with the social media site to figure out where it was going now that Musk was in charge. The CEO, Mary Barra, claims that the corporation is keeping an eye on Twitter as it evaluates whether or not to resume advertising after Elon Musk purchased the company. Barra said that the automaker's October decision to halt advertising was partly motivated by a desire to preserve the business's brands and partly by the fact that Musk's electric car startup, Tesla, had recently been in the news due to an employee's claims. For her part, whenever there is a substantial transformation in a business, we would strive to make sure that we understand what the new views are going to be, Barra added. But its brands and executives would still tweet, and our customer service interactions on Twitter will most likely continue, spokesman said. Since the platform is owned by a competitor, we need to ensure that our advertising strategies and data can be managed safely, she said. Barra also remarked, "Remember, it's also a competitor. Our teams are having conversations. Because of this, we will be cautious to keep our advertising methods under wraps." In addition, they want clarification on Twitter's plans for the future of Twitter Blue verification and the company's efforts to combat brand impersonation. In his capacity as CEO, Musk oversaw the launch and subsequent reversal of the paid verification service. One of the first prominent marketers to halt ads was GM. Twitter and other social media platforms have partnered with automakers like General Motors on advertising campaigns and introducing new car models. There's been a lot of layoffs and resignations at Twitter. Consequently, advertisers are concerned about the platform's safety in the face of cyber attacks. They want more information from Twitter's new leadership about planned changes to the forum and its revenue model. GM has announced that it will invest billions of dollars to better compete with Tesla in the market for battery electric vehicles under Barra's leadership. Other automakers and companies have since followed GM's lead. No surprise though, Twitter's content judgments under Musk's leadership have put some advertisers in an awkward position, contributing to the advertising boycott. Since Musk purchased the platform, half of the top 100 advertisers have pulled their ads from Twitter. According to research, these marketers have spent roughly $2 billion on the site since 2020, including $750 million on advertising this year alone. General Motors was paying an estimated $1.7 million monthly on Twitter advertisements, an average amount for an automotive advertiser to spend. Soon after GM did it, Stellantis stopped advertising on Twitter so they could look at the new leadership. Since Musk bought it, Stellantis North America and its brands have kept tweeting. Ford Motor Company did not advertise on Twitter. A spokesman also mentioned that the company will watch where Twitter goes now that it is owned by a different company. Jim Farley, the CEO of Ford, often keeps tweeting on Twitter, as does the Ford brand. Chevrolet's last tweet was a picture of a Silverado and the message, "Cool cruisin' nights are here. Show us your Chevy love and post a photo of your ride. You might just spot it in our feed." On October 26th, when it was National Pumpkin Day, Buick tweeted a picture of a Buick SUV with pumpkins in the truck. On October 26th, GMC tweeted about how the Sierra pickup can go off-road. On October 17th, Cadillac tweeted about the upcoming ultra-luxury Celestiq and how rock star Lenny Kravitz is involved. The last tweet from GM Financial, the company's financial arm, was on October 26th. The latest tweet from GM Corporate was on October 27th, promoting its EV strategy, although all the accounts stay open so customers can communicate with them. Robert Scaringe of Rivian hadn't tweeted since October 27th when he posted, Where we've needed to engage on Twitter, we continue to do so, including with our vehicle brands for customer interactions, as well as some executive and other brand content. Barnas also added, "For news content, Twitter is just one of many ways we can get our story out. We will keep choosing the channels and platforms that work best at any given time." Despite the decline in advertising revenue, Musk has not stopped his rash of unsafe brand actions, which include amplifying conspiracy theories, unilaterally reinstating banned accounts, courting and engaging with far-right accounts, and instituting an aimless verification scheme that allowed scammers and extremists to purchase a blue check. Some advertisers now see Twitter as a hostile environment. Consequently, more advertisers are exiting the platform for fear that their brands will be ruined by the chaos accompanying the transfer of control. As a result of this decline, specific advertising budgets have been unselected and must be reallocated. Some businesses have chosen to shift their advertising budgets to other channels. Some preliminary, through conjectural evidence, suggest that platforms like Snapchat are reaping benefits from Twitter's falling advertising revenue. According to statistics from digital analytics company SimilarWeb, while traffic to ads.twitter.com was down 19% year-over-year in October, traffic to ads.snapchat.com was up 47%. In the first weeks of Musk's ownership, numerous advertising companies, including The Social Element, urged their customers to halt spending on Twitter. As the situation has deteriorated, the firm has recommended that customers employ social listening techniques to find the next best platform to reach their target demographic. Indeed, even Pinterest has made moves to cash in on the trend. There are claims that a Pinterest representative from New England delivered the team a paper titled "Competing to Win, Twitter Edition," highlighting how reputable and brand safe Pinterest is compared to Twitter. The implication appeared, if you stop using Twitter, we can help you deal with your worries over Pinterest, where you'll be much more secure. In addition to the internal upheaval at Twitter's headquarters, many believe that the present economy has caused a precipitous decline in advertising spending, which translates into less money in the industry overall. The money being spent now must be put to better use, and when those funds can't be put to better use elsewhere, they usually wind up in savings, where their effect is clear-cut. While this is undoubtedly a precarious period for Twitter, the upheaval has occurred at a time when many advertisers have a little bit of wiggle room in their advertising budgets that must be spent before the end of the year. It's a strange but frequent dilemma for business owners to face. As the number of platforms used by marketers continues to grow, some of the remaining funds will be invested in advertising or marketing technology before the end of the year. To provide native content for platforms like TikTok, agencies have had to significantly increase their operations and production efforts. However, one thing that's sure to happen is that Twitter will run at a loss. Unlike Facebook and Google, Twitter was never able to build an online advertising business commensurate with the magnitude of its cultural and societal impact. In 6 of the 8 years since its first public offering, Twitter has posted a loss. Meanwhile, Facebook made $118 billion in revenues, and Alphabet, the parent company of Google, made $257 billion in 2021. It earned $5 billion. Musk did himself no favors following the acquisition with his own questionable tweets and retweets, his inconsistency in outlining what he means by free speech and acceptable content on the platform, and his abrupt firing of roughly half of Twitter's staff almost immediately, raising further questions about content moderation. If a company is concerned about potential harm to its image, it will often suspend promotional efforts. On the other hand, Musk prefers to adopt an aggressive tack when dealing with commercial interests. One Twitter user suggested Musk list the businesses boycotting Twitter so his followers may also boycott those firms. In response, Musk threatened that a thermonuclear name and shame is precisely what will happen if this continues. Will GM report miserable sales numbers around next year and come back to Twitter eventually? Share your thoughts. Thanks for watching.